I'm Paul Perkins with the check of your ag weather. Cloud cover increasing tomorrow with some rain chances moving into western and central Nebraska as low pressure begins to track across the plains. We'll once again see highs tomorrow in the mid-50s to the low 60s, but with some breezy south winds. Rain with some thunderstorms likely for tomorrow night through the morning of Christmas Eve. Areas north and west of the Tri-Cities expecting a transition to snow or a snow-rain mix after midnight tomorrow night. That rain changing to snow Christmas Eve morning through Christmas when a cold front ushers in north winds gusting into the 40s. Mostly snow is possible Christmas through Tuesday night. Chances are increasing for snow accumulations of an inch or more over central Nebraska and north central Kansas. While it's still too early to determine specific snow amounts, no snow to a few inches is currently expected, which could be a nuisance for Christmas travel. Many central and eastern areas can expect total precipitation of a half inch to an inch, lighter amounts for western areas to the west of Highway 83. You can see that map on our KRVN Facebook page. Daytime highs bottom out in the 30s on Christmas before we rebound into the 40s for the middle of next week. The overall mild weather continues. Warmer than normal temperatures are likely for Wednesday through the first 4 days of the new year in Nebraska and Kansas. Nebraska and Kansas precipitation Wednesday through January 4th indicated to be mostly below normal. Key weather factors influencing the markets include a storm moving through the U.S. over the Christmas weekend and good rain continuing for Argentina and central Brazil. Across the plains, high temperatures today again expected to reach 55 as far north as central Montana and top out at 60 across the central plains. With the exception of drought areas, overwintering wheat continues to fare well. Just under a third of the U.S. winter wheat production area is experiencing drought. The rest of today, spotty rain stretches from the western Gulf Coast into the Midwest, while a separate area of locally heavy precipitation spreads from Southern California into the Southwest. During the weekend before Christmas, precipitation merges across the nation's midsection and drifts to the east. Most of the precipitation falls in the form of rain, although some accumulating snow eventually reaches an area centered on South Dakota and Nebraska. Christmas Day, wet snow affects portions of the upper Midwest, while locally heavy rain falls from the Corn Belt into the southeast. Argentina's frequent rains are keeping soil moisture at good levels and in some cases a bit too wet. Additional widespread rain moves through Argentina this weekend before it turns slightly drier for next week, keeping the conditions very favorable for developing corn and soybeans. The remaining planting in Argentina is being slowed in areas where it is too wet. Towards central Brazil, widespread heavier rain sticks around through the end of the year, reversing the previous poor conditions for pod-setting soybeans. Southern Brazil expects scattered rain that could be heavier in some areas. Southern Brazil is not as overly wet as it had been, and any heavy rain not going to be as negative for developing corn and soybeans. With the check of your ag weather, I'm Paul Perkins.